Come on and get in! Hi there, welcome to Michael on the Go, Catholic Family Man Edition, and I am your host, Michael Giannotti. Cosmos the Series, Part 1 of 3, Popularism. Hey there, welcome to Michael on the Go, Catholic Family Man Edition, and I am your host, Michael Giannotti. Cosmos, the series, part 1 of 3, Popularist Science. So, recently the series Cosmos debuted, and it's hosted by astrophysicist Neil deGrasse Tyson. It was produced by Seth MacFarlane, known actor, producer, comedian, and it's a great series. I encourage you to take a look at. But I thought I'd give a 3-part commentary about 3 things that I think are important as a Catholic, as a Christian, or as a non-believer to keep in mind when watching the series. It's a phenomenal series, but there really are 3 things we need to make sure we keep in the back of our minds as we watch this series about science, the nature of the universe, and of things. So today we're going to focus on Popularist Science. Now, Popularist Science has been around for a long time, and it is a great thing. It simply means that we take, the esoteric, the complex, and distill it down for popular dissemination or for the masses. I can remember as a kid, I subscribed to Popular Science, right? And I think a lot of us might have done that, where I used to get my regular editions of Popular Science, and they would take very complex things about the nature of the world around us, the universe, physics at a quantum level, at an astro level, macrocosm and microcosm, and break it down into a couple of pages that anybody could read and understand. And that is a beautiful thing. Anytime you can do that, it's a great thing because it gets people excited about science. I know it got me excited about science, had me going. I fell in love with lasers as a kid, and thankfully my passion around that, my father was able to help further that. So I was able to, at that time, I built in 8th grade, I built my first laser, an optically pumped chromium laser. And then later on, my father had a teacher at his school. He was a principal whose husband was a professor at Wesleyan University in the physics department, and I used to get regularly brought out of school, and I got to go to the physics lab and spend time in the laser lab doing holography, and then I went on and on and on. But Popularist Science is a great thing. It breaks it down, gets people excited. And today there's a number of what I would call popularist scientists, and they do a great job of, again, distilling that. We have in this series certainly Neil deGrasse Tyson, who's been making the media circuit, going around talking on talk shows, etc., and trying to break things down and distill them and bring them to a level that people can understand. You have others, some of my favorites, like Dr. Brian Greene, Dr. Michio Kaku, Dr. Lisa Randall, certainly Stephen Hawking, and others who go and they take very complex things, put it in a form that most of us can understand. The thing to keep in mind, though, as you're watching Popularist Science, is like anything, when you take the complex things that are not simple, that really are complex, and distill them down by the very nature of doing so, and by necessity, not out of any malicious forethought or whatever, you leave out aspects. You may leave out controversies. You may leave out varying modes of thought around a particular subject matter, etc. Because you really, number one, you don't have time. Number two, you don't want to make it more complex than it needs to be for the purpose of what you're doing. And so when we think of popular science and disseminating and getting that information out, we really do need to keep in mind that by its very nature, there are going to be things that are missing or skimped out on. And that, again, that's not a bad thing. It's just the way it is. The other thing you need to keep in mind and keep a ready eye to, and I think Neil deGrasse Tyson in the opening of Cosmos does a great job in calling this out. He says, hope in this series to get people excited about science. to open your minds and to question everything. And that includes, when you question everything, that means get behind the science. If you get excited about it, you find it interesting, get out there and start looking into what goes behind the scientific thought that's being put out there. You know, the field of study. Do some deeper research. Question, because sometimes, again, things are left out, and if you really want to understand, you need to get behind that. We also need to question everything, because sometimes we'll get opinions brought in, and it's not, again, out of any maliciousness or purposeful intent to deceive. I don't think you have that. But by nature, when you're distilling things down, making them folksy, as it were, you know, and people are talking in a manner in which it's meant to be readily assimilated, I guess. If opinion is brought in there as well, the opinion of a particular scientist, then it's going to be at the same level, typically, as the facts that are brought out. And so we need to discern, we need to question. As Neil says, question everything. You need to do that, and you'll find out a little more in our next segment on science and philosophy, where we talk about string theory and some other things. But, you know, it's a great series. Again, I encourage you to check it out. I got links below my video here on my blog post. Check it out. Get excited about science. Anytime we can get people excited about science, it's a great thing. Popularist Science does a great job of that. Been around for years. I know I still read Popular Science. I still watch series like Cosmos and The Elegant Universe by Brian Greene and all the crazy ones that Michio Kaku is the bomb. He does all kinds of ones like that that break things down. But you know, they do break it down simplistically, and it requires you, if you really are interested and really want to understand and not just blindly accept things, you need to get behind what they're talking about, do some deeper research, and then you'll find out things that may blow your mind. But until next time, in our next one, Science and Philosophy, where the lines get a little blurry. This is Michael Giannotti at CatholicFamilyMan.com bidding you have a great day. Take care. Keep an open mind. Question everything, because God and faith and truth are not incompatible. Science and faith. Until next time, God bless and peace.